Just having that mentality of still producing my best work no matter the situation, I really think it's gonna help me after high school, not only in media, but just in like life in general. I've always really loved cameras and visual storytelling. There's old clips that my parents would always bring up, and it's just me with a little camcorder running around like my cousins are playing in the garage, and I'm just recording like them doing that, and then I go off and I just talk to the camera by myself. It's like full circle moment kind of. My name is Natasha Maʻafala, and I'm a class of 2025 Waiʻanae High School graduate. So CRI Productions, it's our video and digital media pathway at Waiʻanae High School. We do a lot of news shows, we produce a lot of films. We also have local clients that our digital arts students work with. It just seemed really intense, like everyone was always doing something. Everyone in the classes looked like they knew what they were doing. Everyone like looked like they had a purpose and they were moving with purpose. And John would just like put a task out there and they get straight to it, no questions asked. So as a freshman, that like really scared me.
What do my students call me? All of my students call me John. One of my biggest things is like we're working shoulder to shoulder, not me standing in front of you telling you what to do.
How would your students describe you?
Pretty chaotic, strict, knows what he wants, and I would hope they would say cares.
My sophomore year, I decided to take the video route, and it was a SCN challenge in the fall, and that was my first competition. So me and my friend ended up doing a story on a local food truck in Waiʻanae, and that was the worst story I've ever produced. And John made sure that we knew that. Coming back, we showed him the clips and everything, and he was like, this is really bad. This is really like, what are you even filming here? What even is the purpose of this shot? And he's like, you have to go out tomorrow again and reshoot everything. That was my first, that's like my first core memory in that class. I'm laughing about it now, but at the time that was like, I felt like my world just like crushed. And I think having that like harsh moment really did help push me to want to do better, to want to produce work that not only other people like, but something that I was proud of.
Why are you just sitting over my shoulder? You're like a little parrot, you know?
Waiʻanae High School teacher Frank Marcantonio has a genuine passion for teaching.
How you doing?
Teaching is literally like, it doesn't feel like a job to me. It feels like I am doing what I'm meant to do.
Mr. Marcantonio values being honest and vulnerable with his students in order to foster a safe and open environment. It's one of my favorite stories I produced, and we ended up placing first for the HIKI NŌ Fall 2024 challenge. When the prompt was first dropped, Weathering the Storm, we kind of had like a rough time going into that because we wanted to be respectful of it. So we didn't want to just be like, oh, who went through something and can we use your story? We didn't want to like intrude on anyone's vulnerability. The story we ended up on was a teacher at Waiʻanae High School, Mr. Marcantonio.
One day in history class, I still remember it, I overdosed. I didn't really see a future at that time, but I just knew that I needed some kind of change because I was not gonna be just like my birth parents.
While a junior in high school, Mr. Marcantonio put in the work to get himself sober, and he has been ever since. Having weathered his own storm, he is devoted to being an umbrella for his students.
The whole process of filming, interviewing, and just working with him, it was like one of my favorite experiences with a story and filming. We weren't just excited for the win, we were just excited that like Marcantonio had his like spotlight. Legend of the Sea Rider was for another fall competition. None of us knew what our origin of our mascot was. We were asking teachers, we were asking students, we were asking relatives if they knew what the Sea Rider was, like how it came about, how did they choose that mascot.
This is a story that you can't find by just Googling it. It's one that is special to the West Side and its people. The way the Mo'olelo goes is that
there was an unnamed valley with a young and handsome chief, and his name was Makaha.
he is riding on the back of the tiger shark, spear in hand, protecting the Ahupua'a and the people on the West Coast.
And it's said that he's the first Sea Rider.
The Sea Rider is said to be an Ikaika warrior, riding on the back of a tiger shark, donning a helmet, and grasping his wooden spear as he protects the coast of Waianae. The Sea Rider in the video is one of my really good friends now. It's like a running joke now that he's like our self-appointed Sea Rider. That was like one of my favorite stories to do because that just led on to like a whole new tradition from our school.
This is Natasha Maʻafala from Waianae High School for HIKI NŌ on PBS Hawaiʻi.
HIKI NŌ like constantly giving us opportunities and constantly putting these challenges and these competitions out there. It provides another aspect and another layer that you can't get from the classroom. There's only so much you can learn while going over lessons, while watching examples and like practicing, but actually being in those high stress and time-limited situations, it changes the way you think.
So that's the first show on offensive, and then we'll do
Freshman year, I hated speaking. I hated giving presentations. I never spoke a lot in elementary. I barely spoke in intermediate.
Hi, and welcome to HIKI NŌ on PBS Hawaiʻi.
Now being able to say that I hosted a HIKI NŌ episode, it's eye-opening of how far I've come. There were times where I really wanted to give up, like a video wasn't going right, or I felt like I didn't have the specific resources to pursue something, and it felt so big in the moment. I was able to overcome it, and that was just like it's just a little moment I look back on to compare how much I've grown. I'm gonna attend UH Manoa. I was lucky enough to be awarded a lot of scholarships by them. I'm gonna major in journalism and minor in communications. Hopefully, after I graduate with my master's in those, I'd be able to come back and work locally at a news station, either post-production, maybe anchoring. Just having that mentality of still producing my best work no matter the situation, I really think it's gonna help me after high school, not only in media, but just in like life in general.